2 years ago in Montreal with the negotiations for the Global Biodiversity Framework, which is a set of goals and targets that take us through to 2030 to hopefully halt and reverse the loss of biodiversity. So if Montreal was about the what, so what are we all working together towards? Cali was supposed to be about the how, so putting the plans and the finance on the table to make sure that we could actually implement this framework we'd agreed to 2 years ago. Discussions ran out of time, specifically on the finance agenda item, because that was particularly contentious. And after long debates, governments had to head home. We lost quorum, so that meant that there weren't enough people left physically in the room to reach an agreement. And they had to part with finance negotiations and come back in 2025 to have another go, which is why we're here. We know that there has been quite a lot of work done between the end of the negotiations in Cali to the meeting in Rome this week. So we know governments have been talking to each other in between the negotiations and trying to find a way forward. So the hope is that enough of that work has been done in between these two meetings that we will reach an agreement and we will reach a way forward so that we can close the COP here in Rome.
Ironically, we're not even really talking about money here. We're talking about how the money would be collected and distributed. So it's whether we have a new fund, whether the fund that exists currently is sufficient, or the funds, because there are multiple small funds, but that's perhaps not the most efficient way if you're trying to reduce administrative burden on things. So it's really about how do we collect the money and how do we get it distributed fairly, get it to the ground where it's needed most. Biodiversity, it's really about life on Earth. It is the support system for everything, for the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water. It really relies on intact ecosystems. It's not just a matter of trees, it's the microbes in the soil, it's the wildlife that sustains the patterns of reproduction and pollination and everything that's going on in all different sorts of ecosystems. It's providing fresh water, it's cleaning the air. And so we can't survive without biodiversity.